We all know Marvel Comics is filled with powerful characters capable of destroying planets or even rewriting reality. But what about weapons? Marvel is no stranger to powerful devices and implements of destruction capable of amazing feats, which shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone who recently watched the last couple of Avengers films. Seeing as the comic book publisher is so good at coming up with new and interesting ways to kill off its characters, it seemed a fine time to come up with a list of the most destructive, the most insane, and the deadliest weapons Marvel has ever put to print. So, I'm Ewan, this is What Culture Comics, and here are the 10 most powerful weapons in Marvel history. Number 10, the Staff of One. The Staff of One is probably the most powerful magical artifact in the Marvel Universe, which would normally place it in the top slot on a list like this one were it not for one unique flaw. The staff is wielded by powerful sorceresses through a special form of blood magic, which enables them to pull the staff from their own bodies where it is normally stored. While this sounds and looks pretty cool, it's not the only drawback to wielding the staff. While it is capable of casting spells able to alter the fabric of the universe in any way imaginable, it can only ever use a spell once. Attempting to use a spell a second time results in completely unexpected and often undesired results. There is a workaround to this rule. Spells can be cast in different languages. This requires the user to master as many languages as possible so they can recast spells, but that requires a linguistic mind many people in the Marvel Universe simply lack. Number 9, the Crimson Gen of Cyttorak. The Octessence was a group of powerful mystical entities who decided to launch a wager to determine who is the strongest of them all. Each member created an item or totem within which they imbued a portion of their power. Cyttorak put together a nice purple gem and went on to cheat the rules a little bit. The wager was structured such that an exemplar would be created when the first mortal touched their item, but Cyttorak created an avatar on Earth outside of the rules. The Juggernaut. That's right, the strongest and meanest armored thug in the Marvel Universe, Cain Marko, became the Juggernaut, who went on to terrorize pretty much anyone who got in his way. Only the tiniest fraction of the gem's powers transfers to whoever touches it, but recently, Marko absorbed all its energy to become the Trion Juggernaut. At this level, he was capable of altering the state of matter and energy in the fabric of the universe. Number 8, Jarnbjorn. Well, long before Thor carried his famous hammer, he carried an axe named Jarnbjorn. This wasn't just a regular axe he picked up outside a woodcutter's shed one day. It was made of Uru, the same metal Mjolnir and most Asgardian weapons are crafted from. In addition to being a powerful battle axe, Jarnbjorn has a few enchantments placed upon it, making it far superior to just about any handheld weapon in the Marvel Universe. It is charmed so that it cannot be destroyed and also has the ability to cut through anything, and that means anything, including celestial armor and, most importantly, Josh Brown's hair. Thor blessed the axe with his own blood, which gave it the power to slide through the impenetrable armor, and it worked. He took out the celestial called Apocalypse, but eventually lost the axe to Kang the Conqueror before it found its way back to the Asgardian armory centuries later. Whenever Thor has trouble picking up Mjolnir due to his waning worthiness, he returns to his faithful axe. Number 7, the Odinsword. The Odinsword has been depicted in various ways, but when it was first introduced in Journey into Mystery number 177, it was a gigantic sword and sheath. The weapon was described as the most powerful in the Asgardian armory, and it was said that were it ever drawn from its sheath, the universe itself would come to a violent and destructive end. Over the years, the threat of drawing the sword was enough to make powerful enemies turn and flee from Asgard. It was that renowned. It finally was pulled from its sheath and used during a battle. Odin donned the Destroyer armor and increased his size to the point that he could draw the Odinsword. He used the weapon against the giant space gods and damaged them, but they regenerated and won the fight. Eventually, the sword was shrunken down so Thor could use it to battle the serpent, the god of fear, during the Fear Itself event. Number 6, All Black, the Necrosword. Other than having the coolest name ever attributed to a weapon, All Black the Necrosword is also one of the deadliest weapons in the Marvel Universe, if you're a god. The sword is capable of bonding with its user and killing any god in the Marvel Universe, but not only can it kill them, it feeds off their energy. Every time a god is slain by the sword, it becomes imbued with their energy, making it even more powerful. Over time, All Black the Necrosword was used to kill hundreds of gods, making it so infinitely powerful, it's pretty much incomparable in the Marvel Universe. Of course, the sword does have a drawback. Anyone who uses it is corrupted by its power, warping their mind towards madness the longer they use it. It has an interesting origin, which was only recently revealed too. All Black the Necrosword is the first symbiote in the Marvel Universe. All symbiotes that came after, including Venom, Carnage, and the whole Clintar species, came from that first blade forged to fight the Celestials by the god of the symbiotes himself, Null. Number 5, the Godkiller armor. The Celestials have existed pretty much forever, so it's no surprise numerous civilizations have created weapons with the intention of fighting them. The most powerful of these weapons is known as the Godkiller armor, and it looks spectacular. The weapon was created by the aspirants during a conflict known as the Celestial War. It can only be piloted by a specific individual who has a certain genetic code, but other than that, there aren't any real limits to its power. During the war, it killed numerous Celestials. Following that conflict, the armor was stored within a Dyson sphere where it was finally recovered and bonded with the only person in the universe capable of piloting it, Tony Stark, aka Iron Man. Number 4, the Cosmic Cube. If you've only ever seen the movies, you might think the Cosmic Cube is what is known as the Tesseract, but long before that blue cube showed up on the big screen, Marvel introduced a powerful weapon called the Cosmic Cube in the pages of its comics. Cosmic Cubes were the go-to weapon of choice for Thanos before the Infinity Gauntlet was created. It's one of those cosmic artifacts Thanos will stop at nothing from acquiring due to its incredible power, which allows the person wielding it to reshape the universe's reality at a whim. The Cosmic Cube is essentially a living wish machine, enabling whoever holds it to reshape reality however they see it. Literally anything they can imagine will happen as a result of the cube's power. Using a Cosmic Cube is incredibly dangerous for the wielder and anyone nearby. It requires concentration most couldn't possibly achieve, and a random thought while using it could result in the destruction of whatever planet you might happen to be standing on at a given moment. Number 3, the Ultimate Nullifier. Galactus is one of the most feared entities in the universe thanks to his penchant for consuming the life force of planets. When he first appeared on Earth back in Fantastic Four number 48 to 50, he was presented as an unstoppable force. The only way to defeat him was to use a weapon of his own creation, the Ultimate Nullifier, which was kept within his own mighty vessel. With the help of the Silver Surfer, Galactus' herald, Johnny Storm was able to retrieve the weapon. Reed Richards then threatened Galactus with it, which resulted in him agreeing to leave Earth alone and leave. The Ultimate Nullifier's abilities are pretty simple. It nullifies any target from existence. This pretty much means that whatever you point your mind to while wielding it will cease to exist. Number 2, the Infinity Gauntlet. Just about everyone knows about the Infinity Gauntlet these days thanks to the MCU, but the movies only explain the gauntlet to a point. When it is fully assembled, whoever wields the Infinity Gauntlet has the power to control all of time, space, reality, soul, mind, and power. What this essentially means is that the person who holds the gauntlet is an immortal god capable of anything. Thanos famously used it to kill half of all the life in the universe, but it is capable of far more than that simple feat. Unlike the films, however, using the gauntlet has no adverse effects on the user. They can use it whenever they wish, so the MCU's characters were dealt a pretty raw hand. Number 1, the Heart of the Universe. It's easy to imagine the fully assembled Infinity Gauntlet as being the most powerful weapon in the Marvel Universe, but there is one device more powerful, the Heart of the Universe. The capabilities of the Heart of the Universe are unlimited. Whoever possesses it becomes the supreme being of the Marvel Universe. Nobody and nothing else matters compared to whoever wields it. The Heart of the Universe was created by Marvel's supreme being to fix a problem related to the imbalance of the universe's architecture. It was meant to balance the forces of good and evil evil after the levels of good began to give way to an increase in evil throughout the cosmos. It was at one time possessed by Thanos, who remarked that possessing the Infinity Gauntlet paled in comparison to the vast amounts of power he held in his hand. When the abstracts of the Marvel Universe, which includes the Living Tribunal and many others, attempted to take it from Thanos, he easily defeated them all. Eventually, Thanos remakes the Marvel Universe as it once was, but leaves the heart out of it, which means it no longer remains in the canon of the Marvel Universe. Ah well, who knew Grimace had it in him after all? And that was our list. What are your favourite weapons and artifacts from the Marvel Universe? Please let us know down in the comments below. I'm Ewan, please go chat comics with me on Twitter @EwanRuinsThings, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!